In a slippery slope argument, the arguer begins with a single condition, takes a stand against it, and uses as support the notion that other worse things are going to happen if the first condition is allowed to exist. The problem here is that if someone predicts that taking the first step will inevitably lead to a second, undesirable step, he or she needs to provide evidence that a negative outcome will happen. Let's first examine a successful causal analysis in order to clarify the issue. One of the best examples in political discourse is the Declaration of Independence. In it, Thomas Jefferson says that when one group of people plans to separate from another, a decent respect to public opinion requires a statement of cause. Next, Jefferson borrows from John Locke's political theory to justify the human entitlement to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, thus disarticulating the divine right of kings and ushering in the notion that representative republican democracy should define political culture. All of this rhetoric is masterful enough, but of greater significance to this discussion, Jefferson then lists the main reasons for the colony's impending revolution. He addresses issues Americans still debate, like leadership failing to create laws designed to protect the people's interests, and taxation without representation, and the leadership not protecting the borders effectively, and unlawful search and seizure, and so on. By the end of the Declaration, the reader is clear on the causes that compel the separation, all of which leads naturally to the famous lines in the closing paragraph, the ones that state, "These united colonies are, and of right, ought to be free and independent states." These words signaled the birth of a nation. On the other hand, the slippery slope argument pretends to be a cause-effect claim, but it fails to include evidence along the way. For instance, some argue that marijuana is a gateway drug. However, there isn't enough evidence to show that legalizing or decriminalizing marijuana will suddenly produce a burgeoning population of hardcore drug addicts sticking heroin needles in their eyeballs or eating sheets of acid. A sensible argument against marijuana presents medical research proving that chronic marijuana use can permanently damage short and long-term memory.